Hi, and welcome to a video of the Target Individual Experience, the Target Individual Program. Today, there's a couple stuff that I want to talk about. I got a couple of videos that, with my targeting, as I'll explain as I show you these videos. But I also want to talk about some of the technology, which I've spoken about before. But I just want to show how far technology has evolved. And when it comes to remote neural monitoring, uh, the technology has been around since the mid 90s. And by 2002, when I was implanted, it had reached a level where it was so advanced that I think the only other advancement needed was probably developing a chip that would last a long time, that would be more energy efficient in terms of using your electrical current or the human electrical current to power it for long term. Okay, so let me first begin on the website psychologicalharassment.com, and this is a section on degrading themes. Okay, so question: how are degrading themes used, and how are they used as a threat? Degrading themes by themselves can have a shocking value and have a lasting effect. It will probably stay in your memory and thoughts for a long time. The way they are used is usually to threaten and humiliate a person, and in many cases for both reasons. The way it works is that insinuation will be made that you are a pedophile or a homosexual, for example, and then a threat will be made towards that group. For example, all pedophiles or homosexual should be killed. So basically, what it adds up to in your mind is that you think that the people making the insinuations think that you are a pedophile or a homosexual and that they want to kill you. Given the fact that homosexuality is more socially acceptable, pedophilia is usually the one that is used because of its seriousness and hatred towards pedophile. Different groups can also be used, like ethnics, religion, criminal organization, and nationalities. Strategies and tactics. The way degrading themes are usually used in the workplace. 1. Shock, prep, and smokescreen. Weird comments or discussion about sexuality, for example, will occur that can also have a shocking value by themselves. It's also used as a prep or smokescreen for what is to come or for what follows. 2. Insinuation. Insinuation that you belong to or are part of a selective group will be made. Ambiguous comments are usually used also. Ambiguities are usually used to induce doubt or uncertainty. 3. Indirect threat. A threat will be made towards that selected group, which is an indirect threat towards you. Since you have been led to believe that the people making these insinuations think you are a part of this group, it's a threat aimed at you. The desired result is that you feel threatened or fear. 4. Threats and fears. Preventing the victim from coming forward and exposing the perpetrators. The victim of these tactics may be reluctant to come forward because the threat was made towards a selective group and not directly at them. They may feel the effect of the threat, but may not understand the psychological manipulation behind them. The victim may not want to come forward when the threat was made towards homosexual, for example, and that they are unable to explain why they feel or felt threatened. The victim may also believe that they will not be believed given the fact that the documentation about these psychological technologies do not exist or cannot be found. Psychiatry may also be involved and used as a threat in the sense of building false profile for false accusation. Some threats are attacked to destabilize a person. Personal or sensitive information can also be used to humiliate or threaten a person. Personal or sensitive information that is shared with a friend or others can be used to humiliate the person when the relationship ends or takes a turn for the worse. People can also feel vulnerable when they believe that some of their personal or sensitive information may be shared with others. This is also part of a psychological manipulation tactics where the victim is threatened or attacked with subtle remarks to destabilize them. Psychiatry. Psychiatry can be used as a threat in the sense of building false profile or to build false profiles to wrongfully accuse and convict people of a crime that they did not commit. Question: what are these strangers or auditory hallucinations saying? Answer: they are saying that I'm a pedophile, part of a criminal organization, and that I experience great pleasure and joy in killing people. Question: what else are they saying? Answer: they keep repeating and saying that there is a catch. Question: tell me about your mother. The threat of filling up a profile or creating a false profile. Psychiatry can also be used to cover up or hide the use of these psychological manipulation technologies and also to discredit the victim with a false diagnosis or by using the victim confused state of mind and claims. The sensitive information that is shared with psychiatry that can also be obtained with listening devices can also be used to further humiliate and threaten the victims. The usual response from psychiatry would be to claim that as more information is shared, the more the symptoms of mental illness can increase, and that these manifestations and symptoms need to be controlled with a higher dose of medication. Okay, so now let's go to this book by Mark Rich. It's called the okay. It's called The Hidden Evil: The Financial Elite's Covert War Against the Civilian Population. And we're just going to skip forward to page 63. And this is the mind control uh, psychological program at work. Okay, so he's given a description of what is taking place and what is being done to target individuals. And this is tactics part one, introduction. It has been said that when you're first targeted, they hit you hard in multiple directions. Presumably, this is done so you would collapse after experiencing recurrent emotional violence that is compounded after realize that all normal support structure have been removed. The intensity of attack that people receive appear to vary. The two main parts of the program are group stalking and non-lethal weapons (NLW). Some are apparently hit hard by both. People tend to associate the word harassment with acts of temporary aggravation. Therefore, it may not be the proper word to describe the never-ending acts of covert violence inflicted upon targeted people, which amounts to torture and murder. Some of the tactics used are borderline subliminal, which is why they are so difficult to detect, explain, and defend against. It is my goal to make the unconscious conscious. Many of these tactics are a type of mind control. Okay, most of these methods have been used in formal COINTELPRO operation by governments in the United States, Russia, and Germany against their civilian population. All right, and so the hidden evil genesis is obviously derived from known tactics such as perpetual bogus investigations, surveillance, rumored campaigns, noise, theft, break-in, stage accident, framings, sabotage and vandalism, communication interference, blacklisting, citizen informant for gang stalking, poisoning, drugging, incarceration, and directed energy weapons. It is a historical fact that the US government has officially targeted its civilian population on multiple occasions. Programs such as MKUltra and COINTELPRO can't be denied. The method the methods reportedly employed in these harassment campaigns, explained McKinley, bear a striking resemblance to those attributed to the CIA and FBI joint operation MKUltra, MH and COINTELPRO. In Germany, these methods were contained in two programs, Zeng and Directive Perception. They are basically German version of COINTELPRO. Zeng was developed to psychologically destroy a targeted person. Dr. Munzet drew a parallel between the current program and what occurred in East Germany. He explained, in Germany, this is called Zersetzung, and this means the dissolution or disintegration of the targeted person. In her 2004 book, Stasiland, author Anna Fumler described Zersetzung as a concept that involved the annihilation of a targeted person inner self by engineering recurrent problems in their personal and professional lives in order to induce hysteria and depression. Direct, Directive Perception was a similar program intended to destroy an individual life by creating perpetual crisis, this is supposed to be, in their career, social life, and health. It was intended to prevent the individual from using their talents while instilling feelings of hopelessness and fear. These directives were used by the Ministry of State Security against domestic threats to state security. What the hidden evil appears to be is a combination of various COINTELPRO operations used by oppressive regime against their civilian population. It has been refined and deployed globally, as I'll demonstrate. It is likely an indication of an impending worldwide dictatorship. And that's just his view on that. You know, he could be right, he could be wrong. Who knows? Okay? Okay, so let's go. Um, let's see what else I want to read here. Okay, here we go. The mental health system. The mental health system is apparently being used worldwide to discredit targeted people who complain. According to the book Journey into Madness, the true story of secret CIA mind control and medical abuse. You have to excuse the noise in the background there. They're doing construction. For the past week and a half, they've been doing constructions on the block. And so, and not just on the block, but the next block over and so forth. And so I've been getting a lot of targeting by the construction workers who they employ into this psychological program. Okay, so according to the book Journey into Madness: The True Story of Secret CIA Mind Control and Medical Abuse by Gordon Thomas, countries around the world, including the US, have used doctors to help abuse and discredit people, often for political reasons. It is also a documented fact that there was collaboration between doctors and the military when experiments were carried out in prisons, hospitals, and universities on unwitting people in North America. McKinney stated that medical doctors, as well as psychiatrists and psychologists, appear to be providing cover for this program. This is similar to what was done in Russia, where enemies of the dictatorship would be thrown into mental institution and drugged into submission. The APA refusal to acknowledge the impact of terrorism upon the human psyche, declared McKinney, raises serious questions about the validity of psychiatry as a profession in this country, not to mention the APA ethical intent in the long term. The Diagnosis and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, the DSM, is a diagnosis manual for identifying mental disorder. The first edition of the DSM was released in 1952 at a time when the APA was under the control of Dr. Ewan uh, Cameron, who would commit government-sponsored torture under the MKUltra program. Dr. Rooney Lena Kildi, former chief medical officer of Finland, wrote an article entitled "Microwave Control: Modern Torture, excuse me, and Control Mechanism Eliminating Human Rights and Privacy." In it, she described the DSM as a brilliant cover-up operation in 18 languages to hide the atrocities of military and intelligence agency action towards their target. Mental health professions are trained to label people with a mental disorder who complain about gang stalking and electronic attacks. Dr. Munzed and Kildu tell us, "Never," said Dr. Kildu, "is the medical profession told that these are routine action all over the world by intelligence agency against their targets." Okay, so let's move on because I wanted to. Here's an article. I'm not gonna read it, but you guys can go onto the website, the Daily Beast, and read it yourself. And it says, "Computer lets fully paralyzed patient speaks for the first time." Okay, so now let's go to this video, and here you have a quadriplegic man, okay, who is speaking without words coming out of his mouth. Okay, so I pause it at this point because you'll see the closed caption. It talks about using new tech that tracks eye movement and convert text to speech. But I want you to look right here, okay? Let's go back a little bit more. So he's looking away from the monitor. Okay. Okay. Watch here. See, he's looking away from the monitor, right? So, how is it that it's tracking his eye movement? What they don't tell you, and they don't want to tell you, is that he has a microchip implanted in his brain. Okay, and this is a wireless microchip. This is remote neural monitoring, which is the microchip that I have implanted in my brain. So you see stuff like this, and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, right? But what you don't understand, okay, is that what they will do is that they will try to put a positive spin on things, right? To get the public to accept it because it's helping people who couldn't speak, who couldn't communicate with others. And that is a good thing. Okay? But what they won't tell you is who else are they using this technology on, right? Who else? So let's say, for example, they want to get rid of the next Martin Luther King, the next Malcolm X. Let's say they want to steal the intellectual property of a scientist, an inventor, right? Let's say they want to turn the community against the human rights activists. Let's say a jilted lover who works for the NSA or the CIA want to get back at their significant other, their ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, the ex-husband, ex-wife. Okay, they don't tell you that these people within the government agencies who have access to this technology is doing exactly that. Let's say they want to track someone. Okay, let's say they want to deter someone from developing a revolutionary mindset. You got to think about all the negative things this technology is going to be used for. And to me, what they try to do, like I said, is to spin it in a way in which they use it to help people who can't communicate, and they'll spin that in the news cycle, and they'll put that in social media, and everybody think it's cool. But what they don't talk about is the dark use or the covert use of these technology. That's what they don't tell you. So it's okay to be excited about it, but understand and realize and say to yourself, this could be used to do all sorts of evil things to people. And this is what they're doing with the targeted community, the target individual community. We are the non-consensual human experimentation subjects of these technology. And we've been trying to tell people for decades about this stuff. So when you see it come out in the news, 10, 20 years later, and we've been talking about this stuff 10, 20 years before, when people used to say, oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists and you guys are crazy, okay, or they have you believe that this stuff is only possible, right, in sci-fi movies. When you just saw the video that I just showed you, okay, and I think this video was this year, 3 months ago, okay. So you gotta think about that. Think about what it is that they're doing, okay. All right, so let's, you know what time it is. Let's go to the videos. Okay, so a week ago, I took my son to Target. You know, um, I had uh, told him and his older brother that I was going to get them a handheld video game console, and I've been, um, working on getting it for them. But I told them, I said, listen, I cannot get uh, both of you guys, um, you know, what y'all want at the same time. I just don't have the money. I'm on disability. So I said, what I'll do, I'll save up and I get. I told my oldest, I said, since your birthday is on the 28th, I'll get yours first, and then I told my youngest son that I'll I'll get his own after. So both their birthdays in May. So uh, when my eldest son's birthday came, I got him his, and then 2 months later, um, I got my second youngest his game that he wanted. So we had went to Target, and of course, when we got into Target, they had these perpetrators, you know, following me, going to where I was going. Okay, so we had went upstairs into Target, and we just looking around, and then this young kid started following me, doing these hand signals. So as I took up my phone to record him, he turns around and he walks away. Now you're not going to hear any sound in the video because my my earpiece that I have that I use with my phone to talk and listen, uh, it wasn't working. Only one side of the earbud was working, and I guess that day the mic completely went off. So I ended up purchasing another one, but this was after this. So you'll see I'm recording him, and he stands there, and I went straight to his face to record him. He looks at me, staring down his phone. Okay, this is what again they'll do. Once you start to record them, they'll walk away or they'll stand there. You know, some of them sometimes looking dumbfounded, and then you'll see some of them will just be staring at their phone, and this is what they'll do. Okay, so look, I want you to see this. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back here. All right. So you'll see, because my son had approached this worker and asked him about the game, and he said, when you're ready, um, come and get me, and I'll get the game for you." So you'll see what he does. He's going to be taking a drink, but again, you'll see how he masks the targeting. So you'll see he stares at me, and then he does this. All right. So all masking techniques. Now watch what he's going to do. So he looks at my son now, and you see he gives me the middle finger. See that right there? As he's looking at my son, because they love to threaten my kids. Okay? And now he's going to do the, I don't know if you call that the index finger, the pointed finger. And then you'll see as I turn, they have a civilian there, because there's always going to be somebody as soon as you turn in the direction that you're going to go, because that's what they do. And now in Target, a lot of the employees wear red, and also recently they've been using the color red. As you see, I'm wearing a red shirt today because I buy all the color that they use to target me, and I use it back against them. Okay, so you see now as I walk to go into the aisle, she shows me her phone. Right? Let's go back here again. You see she brings her arms up, she puts it down, and you see her phone that she's showing me. Okay, then she puts it down as I'm turning. Okay. Now I wish they had the sound, because they were using conversational subliminal, and I didn't realize that um, the mic wasn't picking up any sound. But it got pretty interesting, because when we got to the register for me to pay for his game, they just started, just um, again with the conversational subliminals. And you see here, as I turn, here's another person with a red shirt that's coming towards me. Okay. Now, this guy is still standing there. The young guy that I that when I first played the video, you see me walk up to him. Is he still standing there, right? Okay, so now my daughter's birthday was just a few days away, and so we were going to the actually I came out of the toy section, and I went to look for a kettle. So as I'm looking now, this guy comes up, started doing the hand signals. So again, I took my phone out, and as I'm about to record, he steps, to the side where I can't see him. So at that point, I went up to him, as you can see here. Okay. Again, they like to play it off, but yeah, I want to get his face. Okay. All right. So you hear a little bit of audio, but I don't know what happened. Again, it just, kind of cuts off again. Right. So this is what was happening in Target. Right. Actually, there's one more video. What? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know um, what happened, but there's another video of another guy. Shoot. Did I? Okay, I must have missed that video. Let me see if I can find it. Um, okay, let's go here. Nope. Let's see. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Thought I had it, but I guess not. Okay, so for whatever reason, I guess I thought I imported the video, but I guess I didn't. So there was another guy too, who we were in the toy section. He came up, doing these Target and stuff, what have you. And then when we went down the escalator, he was sitting in one of the aisles, sitting in the chair with his arm folded like this, sticking his tongue at me. And I had walked up to him, and I, filmed him. But when I find the video, I'll include it in another video so you guys can see his face. So here we are now. We're heading out, and you'll see this woman that's standing there. This is the entrance and exit out of the parking lot, right? Okay, so now she's not waiting for anybody or what have you, and you can see already. Okay, she's standing there, and she's doing this. Okay. You see me here, and there she go. She's doing this. Okay. Now you see she just sticks her tongue out at me, right? You see that? Watch. Let's see if I can pause it. Now she right there. See the tongue sticking out? Okay. And then she goes back. She's doing this. Okay, so these people follow and stalk you everywhere that you go. They'll already be placed where they know that you're going. And the webcam is, I don't know what's going on with the webcam. As you can see, sometimes it kind of stops. But again, that's just started happening recently. So I know I did an update, and when I did the update, I couldn't display any of the web browser. I could do the video, but for whatever reason, I couldn't display the web browser, and I had to contact the technical support, who told me exactly what to do. And I said to them, I said, you know, before I did the update, everything was fine, and I did the update. All of a sudden, there's certain things that I clicked on the browser, So obviously they went in and clicked on what they did to prevent me from importing the web browser, to display it in the video. But he helped me out, and so and you see people wearing red. You see, they'll again use people with wearing red in my targeting. So usually when they start doing that a lot, then I start wearing red. Okay, see another guy, another red shirt. Lady at the bus stop, she's wearing red. She sees me. See how she does she takes out her phone. Then she turns her hand so I can see the palm of her hand. Okay, so let me speed this up a little bit. Okay, let's get to the next video. Okay, let me pause this right here. So you'll see two EMT workers. And lately, and I've called my brother about this because he's also a TI. We're twins. And I said to him, have they been using a lot of Hispanic women, Hispanic looking women in your target? And he's like, yeah. Because lately they've been, and I've mentioned that in the previous video where I took the kids to the museum, and these Hispanic women will come and stand beside me, and you have these Caucasian men in the side or in the back or in front sticking their fingers in the air. And so you'll see here this these two walking over. The young lady that he's with, she is Hispanic. Okay, and you'll see he's just staring at me. Okay, this is what he's doing. And so this is what they've been doing. Even today, coming over here, got off the bus, um, and all of a sudden this Hispanic woman came and just stood at the corner. Past few days, I've been going home. When I leave here at night, I'm walking home. There's always going to be a young Hispanic woman walking in front of me. When I leave my apartment building, again, there'll be young Hispanic woman across the street. And, when you start to see the repetition of things like that, it's because I'm being programmed, right? So, I don't know, maybe they're trying to get me to become attracted to Hispanic women. Hey, I am attracted to Hispanic women. They're part black women too, you know? So, but, and I've said this before, from time to time, they will use a particular ethnic group of women to target me in a very concentrated way, right? Sometimes they'll use Hasidic Jewish women. Sometimes it's going to be the majority of black women. There are times it's going to be, again, the majority of Hispanic women. But I'm not the only one that they're doing this to. So, it's good to know that. And that's how I kind of like gauge this program, because when they start doing something in particular to you to target you, most likely they're doing the same thing to other targeted individuals also. Okay. All right. So let's get to the next video. Got parking, and let's see the next video. Okay. So this is, I believe, the next day. This was Thursday, and just did I? I'm not sure, did I have the kids that day? You know what? This might have been the day of Alyssa's party in school, because I went to bring cupcakes and juice to a class so they could celebrate her birthday. And then walking back, and like I said, they just started doing all these constructions. So as I'm walking back, these construction workers were there doing all these hand signals. They were just standing there. And once I took up my phone, uh, one of them walked off. See, he left his helmet on the ground, or his not helmet. I'm sorry, his hard hats on the ground, and he just walked away because when he saw me take out my phone to record him, he turns around and he walks off. Okay, now I want you guys to watch the other construction worker, the black guy with the bandana on his head. As I'm recording, he looks at me, and then you're going to see he takes out his phone, right? So now he takes out his phone, looks at the other construction worker, and now he's staring at his phone, right? So now they started walking away as soon as the camera, the phone got turned back to them, uh, and you'll see it here. Let's go back a little bit, all right? So as you see, as I turn, the one in front with the hard hat on, all of a sudden he turns around now, and both of them walk away. All right, because they don't want their face to be caught on video. Okay, that's how cowardly they are. Okay, so this is again a tactic that they use. And when you hear target individuals talking about the harassment that takes place, that happens, uh, you know, we talk about them using construction workers, all right, and they use anybody, you know. All right, so this was the Thursday after I picked up the kids from school, and we were celebrating Alyssa's 6th birthday. So we were on our way to pick up Pam to celebrate her birthday. Okay, now you hear the sound because I had a new you know earbuds. Actually, they're not earbuds. They're the wired headsets. Um, so now you're gonna start to see the heavy police precinct presence, right? So we were stuck here for about a good 10 minutes before traffic actually moved. And the reason being, of course, they're going to place police vehicle uh, in the path, in uh, the route that I take, right? So you'll see this police vehicles parked up here. Again, there's no one in the vehicles. One of them leave their light on flashing. Again, there's nobody in the vehicles. Okay, so let's go to the intersection. Let's go. So we're going to the intersection. Okay, as I get to the intersection, you start to hear police sirens. Okay, they're not done. So let's go. Too far. Okay, so now, again, you'll see another police vehicle. Okay, so now after this, what happened is that my phone, I'm just gonna, you know, skip to the end of this. My phone, after this video end, my phone wouldn't record anymore. Okay, I keep getting an error message. And when I, uh, touched my phone, it was hot. It was like really, really hot. Now, I have not been filming for that long, and there are times that I film for an entire 2 hours, and my phone don't get that hot. What happened when this happens? Okay, because again, with the heavy police presence, what they will do is that they will hack into my phone. Okay, and that would make my phone get very hot. Then I had to stop recording. Okay, which what was happening, which what I did. I had to actually stop recording, restart the phone, and not record. I had to wait till the phone cooled down. While all that was happening, again, there were police presence, right? So, and again, being that I can't show you guys because of what happened, it makes it look when I do this video like, okay, there's not a lot of heavy police presence. But believe me when I tell you that there were a lot of police presence. And here is when the phone cooled down a bit and I started recording, and you can see in the video how it's choppy. Okay, it's not as smooth. So anyway, I get into the corner. You'll see this guy standing here. He's going to take his phone out. Um, you know, using the red theme, he's gonna be wearing a red hat. He's wearing red sneakers. Okay, he has his phone in his hand. Okay, and at that point he turns. Okay, and he looks to me, and from time to time, okay, they will always. Sometimes they'll target me with the Cincinnati um, logo, because remember I talk about symbolism, right? So con- they'll target me with people, men wearing hats with the Cincinnati logo. They're only in particular instances. I don't see it too often, but when I'm being targeted a lot with the police and everything like that, they will do this, right? They'll always send someone, one person, with that hat, with the Cincinnati hat. Okay. Again, the use of symbolism. All right. So let's turn. Okay. And at this point, again, the phone is going to stop recording. All right. And again, because the phone got hot, and also because there was a police car. See this intersection right here? There was a police car coming in uh, the going down right, no left. I'm sorry. So it's going down left, right? So again, wasn't able to record that because again, the phone got hot and stopped recording. So they were monitoring my phone. They knew exactly what they were doing and how to avoid me uh, getting them on video, right? The heavy police presence, the police harassment. They were very slick, okay? Very slick. But this is what they do, all right? And so now, this is at this point, I started recording because I had just passed this intersection. And when I looked to the right, there was another police vehicle heading towards me, right? So at this point, I was like, okay, you know what? I need to start recording again. So I started recording. Okay, let me. All right, so now, as you can see here, let's go back towards that intersection. Okay, and you see red hat. All right, now you'll see the young woman walking towards me. She starts playing with her hair. Okay, this guy over here, you saw that he sticks his finger in his ears. Okay, so let's concentrate on the guy across the street now. Okay, guy across the street, sticking his finger in his ears. As I approach, he puts his hands down. And just to let you know how they anticipate everywhere that you're going, whatever direction um, that you're heading in, uh, they already have stuff planned. They have multiple scenarios. Okay. Now, as soon as I made this turn here, you see a police vehicle, right? And as soon as I made this turn, if you look on the left, you'll see an individual wearing all black, walking in the opposite direction towards us. And that individual is going to start putting their hands over their face, okay? Putting it over their mouth, okay? So let's go back again. I see that individual. Okay. All right. We entered the parking lot, and you'll see as I approach, get parking, you'll see a woman comes out. Okay, here she is. Okay, it's all, them tracking me. She comes out. Okay, she starts with the hand. Okay, she's gonna act as if she's looking for a car. She's not looking for any car. See, because she just walked past the car. Okay, and then walked back. She didn't go anywhere, right? So again, this is what they do. Okay. All right, this is where we're on our way back. And let me just skip past this because I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so this is we're out. We got back in late, and usually there's no parking at that time, right? As you see, there's a car across the street waiting for parking, but there is a parking space for me. And remember, I talk about religious cults, right? So this program, the civilian perpetrators, belong to religious organizations. Okay, and so again, you'll start to see them using the license plate, the number 666, which I guess in the Christian religion is supposed to be a sign of the devil. Which, the devil don't really exist. So, but that's just in their imagination, what they've been taught. And it's actually a scientific symbol, the 666, right? It has nothing to do with evil or Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, or what have you. He's just an imaginary character, okay? And so what this is, okay, I'm gonna let you guys know: 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron. That's the building block of an atom, right? That's let you guys know. So atom, atom, it all corresponds to, in which the Europeans took and, you know, gave it a different meaning, a totally different meaning, okay, from what it originally intended. Because the ancient Egyptians were studying biology, chemistry, astrology, they were studying the sciences, right? And they took that uh, spiritual belief system and they changed it, with the help of, you know, we had some Egyptian priests, some Egyptian Coptic priests who they uh, threatened. So these Egyptian priests that originally wrote the Bible, the Pentateuch, the 5 books of Moses, was taken from the papyrus, the Kemetic ancient spiritual belief system, the scrolls, and they um, translated, created a fictional story based off of that for the Greeks. Okay, so the first Bible ever written, the Old Testament, was written in Greek. It wasn't written in no Hebrew. It was actually written in Greek. Then it was transferred into Hebrew by the so-called Hebrews, again, which was black people. Okay, so just to let you guys know. So this symbol right here has nothing to do with evil or anything like that. It is the building blocks of an atom, right? That's why they name the first man Adam. Okay, Atom. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there. So when they see that they're using the triple sixes in your targeting, it's because they, trying to uh, use a religious theme, but they don't really understand the true meaning of the triple six. Okay, so here is the next day. I had okay, so let's see. This is me heading up by Pam. That's my alarm going off here. Okay, just had to shut this off. Again, guy coming out wearing the red hat. And listen, people can wear whatever color they want to wear. But when they're targeting you and you see a sea of people wearing red, um, yeah, it's like red is the popular color for the day. Okay, and I've talked about this where they've done this with jurors who would appear in court, all wearing the majority wearing one particular color, and you'll see these two red vehicles parked up one after the next. Okay, there's a white vehicle in the middle, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so let's all right, let's I think I got parking. Okay, all right, so let's get to the next video. Let's see what's the next video. Okay, all right, so now they'll use this subliminal messaging. Again, it's about my disability. um, they're constantly trying to uh, you know send me subliminal messages about putting me in a wheelchair because of my back, and they're constantly doing things to try to make me aggravate my back all the time. And that's why the majority of my day I spend resting. um, I remember on Alyssa's birthday I left my cane home and I had to walk to the grocery store to get the cupcakes to take it to her school. And after doing all that, I came back in the house and I had a serious back spasms, and I had to lay down. I actually took uh, a muscle relaxant. Okay, and so you'll see now this is a new person. Okay, and of course wearing red again. Never seen this person on this block before. Okay, there's another guy that I know that live in this building here. That other guy, he's in a wheelchair, and the super's wife in Pam's building, she uses a wheelchair that he pushes her in. So now you see this guy, and I haven't seen him ever since this day. Okay, so he was waiting there until he sees me, you know, and it wasn't until I started recording that's when he starts moving. All right. Okay. So again, they will always have multiple perpetrators. So you see the woman walking in the street, and there's no reason for her to walk in the street. She could have walked on the sidewalk. And now you see this guy in the white and blue, white top, blue shorts. He was standing in front of this building. As we got closer, he walks over. You see, he does the hand behind the head signal. Okay, they do this. All right, so this is what he's doing. Okay, and I did the same thing to him. So you see, he turned his back against me. Okay, of course, the reason why he has his back turned towards me is because he wants me to see the palm of his hand. So that's why you see he's putting his hands out the way it is. Okay. All right. So took the kids to the car, and then you'll see these women walking towards me. Now watch what she does. Okay. Remember I talked about how now what they'll do is that when they in front of me they'll do this. Okay. You're gonna see her do it. It's gonna be very brief, right there. Okay, and they're very good at masking it. Now she's gonna take her hands, put it on her chest like this, with her thumb tucked in, and then she's gonna show 4 fingers. Okay, see that? Okay, so again they use numbers, 4 finger, 3 finger, sometimes 2 finger. They will do these hand signals, right? All right, so now, okay, this is target video. Okay, um, let's go to the next video. So I stood there purposely, and when I turn around, so now you'll see him going towards this vehicle. All right, and of course I started filming him again, and so now he goes back over to where he originally was standing. Okay, criminals, people engage in criminal behavior. Okay, all right, so let's go. I'm going to end this video soon, so I'm going to skip past a lot of this stuff. There's some things I'm going to miss, which is okay. All right, so now over the weekend, right? Like I said, not over the week, but because I didn't really do anything over the weekend, I stayed in just to relax. I was reading, watching videos, stuff like that. I didn't really go anywhere. But the last week, going home, like I said, at night, getting off the bus, walking home, they'll always have a Hispanic woman, young, maybe in her 30s or 40s, always happen to be in front of me. So that's when, I started registering in my head, okay, I'm noticing the pattern. And then today, they're going to do it again. And this time, I actually took my phone out and recorded. Okay? Now, once they know I'm going to be recording it, they're going to stop doing it. Okay? So, got off the bus. She comes and she stands right there. Okay? Now, if you look at where she's standing, okay, she just was there. All right? And as soon as I got off the bus, she walked over here. So I can see her. Right? And again, this was planned. And so as I turn, you'll see this guy comes. He's going to look into this barbershop. Okay, and again, you'll see he put his arms out so I can see the palm of his hand. And I should have kept recording because after he walked past, right, another guy comes out of the barbershop wearing a gray shirt, sticks his finger in his ears, right, and walked away. And again, like I said, I should have continued recording, but because and it's probably the technology being used on me, to keep me less aware, so I can record. And so that's when I but I recorded when that Hispanic woman, there, because again, they'll do things to get your attention. Like she'll stand there. Soon as I get off the bus, started walking in her direction, she turn around and start walking, like walk with her back turned towards me, right? But she was standing there though, okay, waiting. All right, well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope I'm able to show what goes on in my targeting in this criminal coercive persuasion program. And if you're a TI and you look at my videos and it's similar to what you're going through, know that you're not going through this alone. Okay, that this is not in your head. This is perpetrated. This is being perpetrated upon you. Okay, and this is a psychological program in order to hide the non-consensual human experimentation, the illegal microchipping that is being done to you and had been done to you and continues to be done. Okay, so I'll see you guys on the next video.